Before we get to the most delicious fruit of all, widgets, we'll sneak in a story about the Flutter dev tools, namely Hot Reload, the Widget Inspector, and a code auto formatter. These help you develop and debug more efficiently. To streamline our development, Flutter offers an instant hot stateful reload of the UI when we make changes. This is when the just-in-time compiler is used. Fast forward to when we are developing our unit converter app. We're trying out colors for our app background. Let's change it to a lovely purple accent. Right when we save our code, the app refreshes with the updated color. Now we can develop super fast. Hot Reload works both on a device and on an emulator. Sometimes we want to restart the app from scratch. Here, we can just do a full restart by pressing the green play button. This restarts the app and resets the state. It also happens quickly. Another useful tool is the Flutter Inspector. It's similar to the Chrome Web Inspector. The inspector lets you navigate back and forth between a pixel on the device, the widget in the widget tree, and the line of code where the widget was created in your application.
Let's try out the inspector. We've built a Hello Rectangle app, but for some reason, we can't see our friendly Hello text. We're positive that the text widget is in our code. We suspect that maybe there is too much padding somewhere. Your app must be running to use inspector mode. To turn the inspector on, go to View, Tool Windows, and then Flutter Inspector. There is also a tab on the right side of Android Studio. We'll be using the Widgets tab for now, which shows a widget tree of the widgets on the screen. The Render Tree tab shows more detail about each widget, such as the size of the widget and how it is being transformed. This is useful for seeing the composition of existing built-in widgets. There are a few buttons to help you debug. The icon with the circle with an X is the Inspect button. The icon with the two rectangles toggles between device platforms. The inspector correctly shows that the root of our project is a material app. We could scan through every child widget, but that is a lot of work. Toggle on the Inspect mode by pressing on the Inspect button. Now, we can choose a specific widget to inspect. Clicking on the magnifying glass in the bottom corner enables us to select another widget.
By the way, this works on a physical device too. On our device, while in inspector mode, we can tap on any item. Once selected, it is blue, and you can inspect it.
In our widget tree, the bolded widgets are the ones that are created from our own code. And if you double-click on one, the line of code that creates it gets highlighted. The same happens if you double-click on the widget in your app. Indeed, there is a padding widget, and inside of it, there is a text widget. But why can't we see the text? We can tap on the padding item in the inspector and see what values have been set for its properties. Aha! It's because the padding is set to 160 instead of 16. Oops! Let's make the padding a constant so we don't make this typo again. We usually prepend an underscore to denote the constant is only used within this file. You can use Hot Reload to see your changes. Great! Now our paddings are set to a constant and we can see our text. We can turn off the inspector by toggling the inspector button again. Finally, the code can look a mess with all the braces and commas. The Dart Auto Formatter is a great tool for you to clean up your code. Just remember to add trailing commas after your widget's properties. You can find it inside Code, Reformat Code with Dart Format. You can also assign a keyboard shortcut to it.
Great! Now you've learned how to develop UI efficiently, delve into the details for debugging, and keep your code neat. These tools will help you as we build Flutter apps.